Hi, I'm Mike, and today I'm going to take you through the steps of folding our paper airplane model shuttle carrier. The first fold for our shuttle carrier is going to be this center line right here, which we're going to fold over and open. As always, I'm going to use the edges of my paper, these corners, to line up and get the straightest center fold that I can. Very important that we get these folds symmetrical to keep our plane straight. These paper airplane models you can build in a single session as a filler when you've got some extra time, or you can do multiple paper airplanes in a single session. We've got number 1 here. Now number 2 and 3, we need to pay close attention. You can see we've got this dashed line along either side. So for number 2, I'm going to take my corner over here and I'm going to line it up not with the outside edge of the paper but with that dashed line right there. I want it to be nice and straight with the line and flush. And I'm going to start on that line, work my way out, pushing to get my crease in just the right place, creasing the paper tightly, of course. And then I'm going to open number 2 back up. And we're going to repeat this process with number 3. We're going to come over this way with our paper. I'm going to line up with this dotted line right here, nice and straight. Get that lined up, hold it and push out. Get our fold in the right place, creasing it nice and tight once we're done with that. Now number 4, we also have to watch carefully here. Right where the X of our folds is, not where the X on the paper is, but right where the X on the fold is, right here, I'm going to fold number 4 right on that X and keeping it straight by lining up my center crease here. Working from the middle out to keep my fold nice and straight. Now our next step before we get to number 5, which is going to be folding over this way, what we're going to do, we're going to open number 4 back up, and at either end of number 4 we have a crease here. We're going to start to bend that crease up while folding our paper back. And once we've got that, we're going to be able to push these corners in, pulling the top over, kind of making this house shape right here. So we're pushing these corners in, bringing this up flat and making that house shape right there with the tip of our X that we folded right there. Now we're going to lay this all out flat, crease it, and that's the complex fold. Now for number 5, we just have our traditional half fold here. We've already got a crease there, so that should come along nicely. And just pushing everything out, keeping all our folds nice and tight. Number 6 is going to be our first wing fold. We've got a line here to start it from, and then on the back side we have these dashed lines to guide ourselves. Creasing it nice and tight. Now when I flip over number 7, I'm going to fold this edge even with that edge to keep my wing folded. We do not need to fold this at this time. And I'm going to use this corner right here as my first guide to folding this edge. And then I'm going to work my way up to the middle, keeping a nice tight fold and getting symmetrical even wings. Now that was number 7. Our next fold is number 8, and that's going to be on our wingtip right here. We're going to fold this over. Again, we've got a dashed line as a guide on the back side. Fold that. Now I flip my model over. Number 9, I'm going to fold to match my number 8. So that's 8 and 9. Now we're up to number 10. We're going to flip back over here. We've got number 10 as this line right here. And we're going to fold number 10 over itself, again with a dashed line on the back as a guide. Now we're going to flip over, and number 11 is going to fold to match number 10. Now number 12 we've got right on top here. We don't need to turn over. We're going to fold this over itself. Now we're going to flip over again for number 13, and this corner is going to match that corner. Number 14 now is just this little tiny corner here. Fold that over flush, And flip finally for number 15. And now we're done with all our folds. Our next step, we're going to take a small piece of tape, open the wings of our model a little bit, and right at the back of this tower right here, I'm going to take a piece of tape, run it across. This is going to help our model stay consistent from flight to flight, keep everything lined up. We're going to open the dihedral up here, and then on the tower, we're going to fold the first fold so it's nice and horizontal, the second fold on either side so that it's vertical, and this last piece out to horizontal again. And at this point, we've finished all the folds of our shuttle carrier model. We're ready for a test flight now. We can fly this, and if all goes according to plan, we'll just leave it exactly as is without any adjustments. If we need to make an adjustment, we'll use our scissor to cut either end of the elevators. Your students can do this. Just make sure that when they're cutting their elevators, they don't cut the elevator off by continuing a cut here or here. Once we've got that, we can make very minor adjustments up or down on these elevators, making a small adjustment, then flying, then making another small adjustment and flying until we get a desirable flight path. And now we're done with our shuttle carrier. Thanks for building with us, and have a nice flight day.